Australia did not invent coffee, but it mastered the science behind making it taste exceptional. While many countries focused on speed and scale, Australian coffee grew around precision, experimentation, and an almost obsessive attention to detail. Independent cafes became laboratories where baristas treated coffee like less a commodity and more like a controlled scientific process. Every cup became a result of the measured variable rather than a guesswork. At the heart of Australian coffee, that is espresso, and it is fundamentally a physics experiment. The hot water is forced through finely ground coffee at around 9 bars of pressure, and what matters the most is how the water interacts with the coffee over time. Well, during the extraction, the different compounds dissolve in a specific order. The first comes the acids, which give some brightness, then some sugars, which bring some sweetness and a bit of balance, and finally the bitter compounds emerge. Well, the goal is to stop the extraction at the exact moment when the sweetness peaks, before bitterness takes over. Well, the Australian cafes are known for dialing in shots precisely to hit that narrow sweet spot. The grinded size of a coffee bean plays a critical role in this process. If the coffee is grounded too coarsely, the water flows through quickly, and that can lead to under-extraction and a sour flavor. If it is too fine, the water struggles to pass through and can cause over-extraction and a bitterness. Even more important is the consistency. The uneven grinded sizes can cause water to find the weakest path through the coffee puck, and that is a problem called channeling. This results in an uneven extraction where some parts of the coffee are over-extracted and others are under-extracted. The high-end quality burr grinders here solves the problem because they help to produce the uniform particles that allows the water to flow evenly and predictably. Well, the milk itself is a separate aspect, and there is a science behind which is often overlooked. The milk is made up of the water, the fats, the protein, the sugars, and all of these components can affect the texture and flavor of coffee. When the milk is steamed correctly, the protein forms a structure that traps tiny air bubbles that creates the microfoam, and these air bubbles are so small that they can feel creamy rather than frothy, and this can enhance the sweetness and the smoothness. The ideal milk temperature sits between the 55 and 65 degrees Celsius of range. Below that, the milk lacks the texture. Above that, the proteins may begin to break down, furthermore destroying the sweetness and introduce a bit of burnt taste in the coffee. The barista cafes are very trained professionals as they can hit this narrow temperature range with a great precision. Well, this attention to the milk chemistry gave rise to the Australia's most famous contribution to the global coffee culture, the flat white. Unlike a latte, the flat white has a less foam and has a higher ratio of coffee to the milk. The thin layer of the microfoam integrates very well and seamlessly with the espresso, and that allows the coffee to retain its natural flavor in front and center. The result is a drink that taste is so stronger without becoming harsh. That taste is so creamy without becoming heavy, and at this balance without adding any sweetness. A perfect demonstration of how a small scientific adjustment can completely change the drinking experience. Another invisible but more crucial factor in Australian coffee is the water chemistry. The coffee is nearly 90% of water, and the minerals dissolved in water can dramatically affect the extraction. The minerals include the calcium and the magnesium, which helps to pull the flavors from the coffee grounds. While the bicarbonates buffer the acidity, too many minerals can flatten flavor, while too few can make the coffee taste sharp and thin. Many Australian cafes use the filter and adjust their water to achieve a mineral balance that complements their beans, and this ensures consistency from cup to cup. The roasting is a different aspect, where chemistry takes over. Australian coffee culture tends to favor the lighter to medium roast, and this can preserve its natural characteristics of the coffee bean. During this process, the heat triggers the Maillard reaction. This reaction triggers complex series of chemical changes that creates further flavor compounds. The lighter roasting can retain more acids and aromatic compounds, and this can result in brighter, more complex flavors. While over-roasting the coffee beans can break these compounds down, and this can replace the nuance with bitterness and smoke. Well, what makes an Australian coffee special is not a single invention. It is a mindset. The coffee is treated as a system where the physics, chemistry, and a human skill had been intersected together. The pressure, the temperature, the size of a bean, the texture of milk, they all worked together. And changes in any one of those components can change the ultimate result. And it's about control, balance, and a deep understanding how the science shapes the flavor. Well, thank you so much, my friends, for watching my video. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel, Geocracy365, and I will see you in my next